So it's very interesting. We are in a situation that is so mirrored right now in the stories. Simultaneously Dove in the Forgotten series and Eris later on in the Forgotten series. They are in the exact same position, essentially, and I don't necessarily know what to do with that. Oh, dude. Whew. So, here we are. I always say that, once again, huh? Why speak that way? But as I've said, we are gently moving towards some sort of destination, and I don't know what to do about that. I have no fucking idea, man. I'm feeling a little tapped out, I'll be honest. Like I really want to write when I'm at work, but as soon as I come home, I'm like, I don't want to fucking do that now. And I'm sitting there and I look at it and I'm dreading it. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, that's so much work. I think I did like 2 pages yesterday because I was so not wanting to do it. It always happens like this. I always hit that point where it's just tough to write, man. It's super tough. And I don't even know how to begin to do this. But I do know it's coming, you know, the things are happening as they should be. I just don't necessarily know how to make myself motivated to do it, you know. But there is one thing I've been weirdly noticing in life. Sorry, I'm having a hard time, and it's been very slowly kind of consuming me. Getting into things, like feeling invested, or noticing things inside of it. Nothing surprises me, nothing fascinates me in any way. You know, I could read very good literature. I could listen to a very good song. Watch a very, very good movie. And it doesn't faze me at all. I'm not Glee, I'm not Sorrow, I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, whatever. It should be great. You know what I mean? Like, it just feels like that. I don't know how to explain it better. I just feel detached. And I know I've been working on being detached, so this is surely a symptom of that. But it almost feels like nothing special because I'm not in any sort of thought form. I'm very separate from it. I don't even know what happened at the presidential thingy, or whatever it's called. I don't even know who's president right now. I won't know until some fucker at work tells me. Because that's how I live my life. I don't pay attention. I didn't have that in my feed of mine, which I only have YouTube. Didn't tell me there, so I don't give a fuck. But like, that's just my whole life. I just feel very separate from the world, and I don't have any, like, I don't see the true, oh my God, and everything. Only when I talk to other people. In some sense, but I'm always like, yeah, of course. Like, I've had people say some very crazy fucking shit to me, and I don't know what another person would say, but all I'm left to say is, like, absolutely, of course you would say that. Why wouldn't you? Why would that shock me that you said that? I'm always there, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not, nothing astounds me. Nothing surprises me. And I take that information and I go to the book and I go like, no wonder I feel like it's just nothing. Because I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. Is it good? I have no idea. I want it to be, or do I? No idea. So I kind of feel like I'm in this space, and it's affected a lot of things, actually. So we are learning some lessons here, because what it's affected is I am having a very hard time remembering my dreams. Normally, I'm all about them. I'm all about remembering dreams. Almost every night I remember them, but of late, they're all disappearing. Something is, as my eyes seek to open, something is drawing it away. It feels like it's taking that from me. It's what it feels like. I'm not saying that's what it is. It's a demonic force. Like, no, it's just I'm using a metaphor. And that's just what it kind of feels like to me. It's just something's taking the dream away. absorbing it. And I know it's locked in here somewhere, but there's some part of me. Now, have I accidentally stumbled upon a certain way of being? A certain way to use my brain in a sense that I've never used it before, and now we're kind of treading into unknown territories because, first of all, I don't even know how to begin to map it because I don't even know it's a process. As in, you trained yourself to behave in a different way, but because it's so different, you weren't paying attention to it. And because you weren't paying attention to it, now you have not spotted the rhythm of it. You've not spotted how to identify it, and so you're just fumbling in the dark until you begin to spot it. Most likely that's where I am right now. I've hit a different tier. I knew it was happening, but it's so different I don't know how to fucking navigate it. It's very chaotic right now. I really feel myself straddling the line of the material world and the immaterial. And everyone's got a fucking opinion about it, right? Everyone's got an opinion. But do I? Not really. I don't necessarily have an opinion, man. Like, I'm just being. And so it's hard for me to sit and describe some of this shit because I don't have an opinion about it. I have to kind of make shit up and tell you, and then it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and then you'll have a question, and I'm getting comments where people are posing shit at me, and I'm just like, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. Just because what you're saying is remotely what I'm saying doesn't mean I know what the hell you're talking about. I never do. You know, I've gotten some interesting comments on some of the videos, as if people think I know occultic things, or I know deep psychological stuff, or whatever the fuck it is. I don't even know. I don't know a damn thing. I'm fumbling in the dark, my friend. Oh, that was my hip. Ooh. So I have to figure this tier out. I have to try to understand it, what's going on right now, and how to navigate this. Because it's very difficult. Very, very difficult. It's just really, really hard for me, even the stuff I like, to ingest in some sense, to enjoy art, other people's work and stuff like that. I really have a hard time doing it. I'm trying so hard. So I was trying to read some work by Plato, and I was like, meh. I was trying to read this guy's work, John Matthews, and talking about Taliesin, meh. I'm reading Irish literature, eh. You know what I mean? I've been trying to read history. So like, we have English history. I was learning about Irish history. I was reading about esoteric stuff, Viking things, Catholicism, psychology, Druidic. You know, that guy talking about like how, you know, this guy was a druid psychologically. Herodotus. Fuck, man, you name it. Socrates. I tried reading the Talmud. I tried reading just other historical things. I can't remember what time I had. The World War I and stuff. Not to mention fiction. Sir Thomas Malory. I tried to enjoy Fantasies by George MacDonald. I tried all of this stuff, and it does nothing. You know what I mean? I'll like kind of read it and go, interesting. Like I was reading Bram Stoker. I forgot what it was called, something Visit or something, Visit of Dracula. I don't remember. Dracula's Visitor. I don't remember. And I was like, that's interesting. Like maybe I should kind of write like that too. Like that's all I got from it. That's all I got from it. And I tried reading another one of his works. I was like, I don't give a fuck. And it's hard. Now, and that's not just books. It's like movies as well. Because I'll just like sit there for like 10 minutes and go, this is fucking, like, I don't care. And I don't want to watch it. I haven't finished a movie in years because it's just so boring to me. Or I sense the agenda, especially in modern movies and video games. I just sense their SJW agendas, and I'm just like so irritated by it. You know, like where they're trying to force thoughts on you, or they're trying to make you think that race is not what it is, and all this bullshit, right? And I just go like, it just turns me right off. And I'm just at this point now in my life where I am tired of ingesting other people's stuff. I think that's where I've gotten. You know, I know Bram Stoker is got some great literature. I know that, what's his face? Oscar Wilde is great, you know? Or that certain movies in this world are amazing to watch. But I don't think so. I understand that someone else will, but it doesn't mean shit to me. My cousin always tries to get me to play video games, and I don't want to. Because I'm just like, they're so boring. Just don't give a fuck. And I'm just at this point now where I'm so involved in my own work that I don't want anyone else's shit. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to think about it. Like, I was scrolling on Facebook. Excuse me. No, I wasn't, because I don't do that. I was scrolling on, what's that called? YouTube. And just that alone irritates me because the algorithm is so horrible. It always suggests fucking stupid shit to me that I don't want to see. So I'm constantly going like, nope, 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 nope. And like, there was like a video, something along the lines of Tolkien. Something along the lines. I don't know. Somebody talking about it, probably. And shit like that will turn me off so hard that I'm like, I don't want to write again. Like, it's such a fucking turn off to me. Other people's work at certain times where I'm just like, I'm so fucking not involved with this shit. I don't want to do that. I should not write ever again because that's fucking stupid. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is. Because I'm just like, why did Tolkien just go to real life fucking mythology? Why did he take all this stuff? And it's irritating. You know, because now he's confused people. And it's just, I'm sitting there with those thoughts and stuff as if I'm not doing it, right? And it turns me off so much that I just want to like never write again. I'm like, oh, this is so fucking stupid. I don't want to do this ever again. Now, I don't want to feel that way. Not at all. I would rather not. That would be kind of great if I didn't, in fact. And I'm always trying to figure out how to get out of that. And as I've said before, exposure is not it. Because that's why I keep trying. I keep going like, well, if we just broaden our horizon and look at different forms of art, maybe we'll find something. You know what I mean? Music. Let's go back into that. You haven't done that in a while. And I do, and I'm like, I just don't want to fucking make more music. I'm sick of how many notes there are. You know? Tired of it. How many combinations do you want to fucking have at this point in life? That's all it is. It's just a combination of fucking notes in your whatever order you think. And on top of that, your own special little faggy melody. So I just kind of like, I don't know. And then I try looking at like paintings and stuff. And at the end of the day, I'm like, well, is this even fucking real? Is this a real fucking painting? Because I always want to get to the source. Where I'm like, I don't want some fake fucking painting. I want the real thing. And then I'm like, why the fuck's this thousands of dollars? This is ridiculous. And then I get mad about greed again. And I get mad about money. And I fucking hate money. And I'm just like, damn. Wherever I go, I just end up getting irritated about life. Wherever I go. It's just a constant fucking thing. And I almost feel like, as I was saying in the early part of this video, I was like, I'm having a very hard time feeling from this world. Like, I want so badly to feel that magical thing, but it doesn't mean anything to me. Even like crazy fucking experiences that are unexplainable that happen to me, I'm just like, whatever. You know, that's that. That's all that is, isn't it? Like, it doesn't have any, like, there is no joy left, it feels like. I can have amazing, amazing encounters, synchronicities. I can feel like I'm being led down a design path, and it could feel absolutely astounding. I could see God at every fucking turn. But for some reason, I'm just like, meh, why wouldn't I? That's the point, right? Like, I'm so jaded by where I am that I can't see how special it is. Do you know what I mean? That's where I'm stuck. Like, nothing is special. Nothing is sacred. I know that it is. I want to feel it. But there's some part of me that will not let me feel how sacred all of this shit is. And how truly astounding it is to be alive. I will go outside when I feel this way. And I will, where I live, there's this little lake. It's beautiful. There's all these trees around it. And I think it's the most beautiful sight I've ever seen. I know that. But when I go and look at it, and I just sit down for an hour and just turn my mind off and just be there, nothing. Nothing more. Like, it doesn't make me go like, my God, am I just so blessed to be alive? You know, nothing. Nothing. I just sit there and look at this beautiful sight and go, why wouldn't it be beautiful? It's supposed to be, dipshit. And then I go home. It's like, I don't know what that necessarily is. Besides, the only word I can think is jaded. Just kind of like, yeah, you know. You're so, like, it's almost like you're tapped out. Yeah, I can't feel anymore right now. I've felt too much. And I need to recharge. And I sit here and think, the only way I could recharge is to, on my 2 days off, do fucking nothing. No videos, no trying to write, or even thinking about the book. Just sit there and fucking do nothing. Because that's the only way I could do it, you know? I played a new game. I tried it, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I thought that story was fucking terrible. But I was like, you know what? Let yourself be... Maybe we can feel like a kid again and be back into Star Wars. Nope. It was horrible. They didn't remind me of Star Wars at all. It was okay. I get what they were going for, but it just felt too sloppy. It just felt... The story felt so sloppy. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Kind of stuff. And I gave it a shot. I wanted to just fall into it. And I didn't let I was trying so hard to just like, let me just enjoy this. Let's play. And I did. There were times where my mind was turned off for, I don't know how long. Maybe an hour, however long I play. Until I get bored. And I just was like, you know what? Okay. And I got involved, and when I got out of it, and I didn't think about it. And I was like, maybe I've you know, fine-tuned it a bit. And then here I am now going like, it was okay. You know? Like, damn, I thought I was enjoying that. It's such a strange place, and I don't know if this is everyone or this is just me. I don't know. I don't necessarily talk about it with people, but it's like, there's nothing sacred in this world, feeling-wise. Because again, I am well aware of how sacred life really is, and how special it is, and how beautiful works of art are, how complex it was to make certain things. Like, it wasn't fucking easy for the people to make this goddamn cassette player, or the typewriter over there. It wasn't easy to create this entire home I live in. I should be incredibly grateful, and I am, but that doesn't mean shit to me. You know? Because I know, like, we can take things for granted, but I don't feel like I guess it doesn't feel like I am taking it for granted. It just feels like I don't give a fuck. Like, I am truly well aware of the hours it took for the person to bind these books. Well, a machine does it in the modern era. But like in the older books that I have, hand bound, like the amount of time it took. The amount of time it took the person to put their thoughts into the book concisely and have a topic about it, or it'd be about, you know, history, all the studying they did, or maybe it's a fictional work and all that work. I know what that's like, but I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I know, but I don't care. And it's kind of like, I always think of it like depleted empathy, where it's like, I'm well aware of how bad he's hurting, and I know exactly why. And this happened to him, and that happened to him, and his wife left him, and he's probably doing that because of this. Like, I'm well aware, but I don't give a fuck. And it kind of feels like that, where you do have the empathy, you do see what it all is, but there's a block. There's a jaded block to it. And I'm like, is this just what it is to be an adult? Have I lost touch with the feel? That's quite difficult. That's something that I don't want to go down this fucking road. It literally feels like some sort of screen has been put up and it's blocking my feelings. And I'm sitting in a world where nothing astounds me, where nothing makes me truly, truly happy. And it kind of, in some sense, feels like it's a giant fucking trap. Because there's only a few design paths when you feel this way. Like, you can go down religion, because that's what it's there for, buddy. That's what you're lacking. It feels sinister, man. It feels like that's what you needed this whole time. And you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a trap here. Or you can go down, like, the cultural, political fucking trap. I mean, I think what at the end of the day it truly is I'm trying my best not to get caught into thought forms. I'm trying so hard not to see the bullshit of humanity and all the lies we tell ourselves. And because I'm doing that so much, it's like, okay, well then what do you got? Mr. fucking trying to avoid things. What do you have? And then I say, well, I have my mythology. It's like, okay, how much of that shit's someone else's fucking work that you're stealing? How much of it's borrowed? How much is even real? You know, I say to myself. It's like, fuck, I don't know. I thought a lot of it, but every time I goddamn work on it, I find out it's not anymore. And then that old saying comes in, like the whisper. You know, everything under the sun's already been done. I'm like, damn. What's the fucking point of this? My subjective feelings about said topic? Fuck that. And so then I'm like trapped. You know, I'm trapped in this fucking, this headspace where people are handing me beautiful, ornate things. I'm like, oh my God. And they're showing me like, yeah, took him 10 hours to just carve that section there. And I'm like, wow. And then they're telling me how long it took, the resources it took, how much pain, love, and tears it was for them to make this, and how it's your life's work. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And you're showing me this. I'm like, my God, yeah. Anyway, I'm putting it over here now because I don't give a fuck. You know? Like, I just feel like this king sitting on this throne, just fucking, yup, I see. And I have all these gifts around me, and all this beautiful stuff, and it's so gorgeous. And I'm just like, mm-hmm. And what? Which now I feel like I need to make into a character, but to explore it, I'll have to make a character out of it and to say, like, why the fuck does this king feel this way? He's got everything he wants, but he's lacking in care. At the end of the day, it's like, how much of this life of yours is someone trying to tell you to feel some way? Someone trying to tell you to be something or to think another way. And you live it so long that way, you're just kind of like, I don't fucking know what to feel anymore. Because what the fuck's real? You look at the modern era, and we've got art down to a perverse science. It's disgusting. Like, we can do this at this time to invoke this emotion from them. And if we do it this way with that kind of trigger, then we can make them feel this way. And it's just disgusting. It's disgusting. And I'm so turned off by modern art. It's disgusting. I can't put it any other way than that. Because it's so invoking of something they want you to feel. And we looked in the algorithms. We looked in... We did studies in marketing, and we learned exactly what notes to play in what order, with what melody on top of it to invoke what emotion to make you buy more, buy more. And that's where the fuck we are. You know what I'm saying? And you look at other modern things, and it's all so fucking cheap, because you make it affordable. Make it affordable. Cheap, cheap, cheap. And it's junk. The style is minimalism, which is horrible. It's just like, I guess I look at all the modern everything and just think, this is a travesty. Why are we so afraid of colors? You know, when it comes to like our architecture and The way we design cars and shit. We don't like color. Let's mute the colors. Sleek, gray. Not a lot going on. Blank panels with a big screen in the middle of your car. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with us? Our art is not real art. It's just manufactured. Manufactured paintings you can buy at Walmart. It was made by a machine. Originally done by a real artist who was paid pennies on the dollar. I'm not saying this wasn't always going on, man. I'm well fucking aware. It's just as I look, and the music now is fucking terrible. Absolutely terrible. It's self-serving is what it is. There's no art to it. People think because I felt it and I made it and it's all me, makes it art. Like, sometimes it motherfucking doesn't, you know? And here I sit, because of all that, going to the past. And as I go into the past, I don't want to squish you, sweetheart. Come here. Because I'm going to the past, I'm realizing that in its own time. I go to the Victorian era, I'm like, man, I really think the Victorian era ruined this fucking world. The inventions that were made then, the way we lived life, how we treated the flame, what we were doing with our technology we had at the time, and how we were kind of going into a new era at that point. I said, that's probably when we ruined this fucking world. And then I go even farther back. And I can't have material things anything farther from the Victorian era, or else some fucking asshole is going to charge way too much money for it because it looks old. You know how people are. And I realize everything after the 1600s is junk. It's just like as a human concept. Like, I know there are ideas and philosophies grown and science has really grown from that point, but I think that's the fuck up. It seems like that era fucked everything up. 1600s on. And here we are sitting in the aftermath of it. Go farther back than that. I think Christianity crawling across Europe and Islam, because you know the Jews are not there recruiting, really destroyed everything. We imposed the will on people. And it's like, fuck, man. You can't just be. You know what I mean? You have to fucking either do what this guy says because his God told you to. You have to do what this guy says because his science says so. You gotta do what this fucking guy says because his philosophy says. We're all doing this shit. We're imposing our will. That's all we fucking do. And it's like, there are people in this world that just want to be. We don't want to play fucking games. Yet, here, for instance, I sit feeling, as I look at everyone else's shit and go, well, I don't give a fuck. You know? You hand me your art and I go, that's cool, man, but like, I don't give a flying fuck about that because it means nothing to me. It's hard to navigate in this world when you've always felt like an alien, you know? You always felt like the odd man out because you didn't want to play the games as a kid. You didn't want to participate in school. Then you get older and you're like, well, I don't really want to join this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have this job. And then you get even older and now here I sit going like, yeah, I don't really give a fuck because all these other people's shit. Because I watch you. I'm watching you deeply and I'm going like, I see what you are and you have not a clue. And that's what's frightening. People don't even see what they are in their little groups. It's all fear-based, tyrannical, generally. And it's just, look at me. I know what's right. My things. But they don't even sense that. And here I am spouting insanities because of it. That shit's gnarly. It's so weird. Those thought forms that float, man. And they want you. That's the whisper, man. Like, it's to make someone understand someone like me when it comes to I did not vote and I didn't pay attention to it. Why? Why did you do that? Because this is how my mind works. I go like, why the fuck would some motherfucker getting paid all that money, getting to decide all their little ideas they want to decide, and forcing greed upon the world? They can do whatever they want. You can build your armies, you can build infrastructure, you can do all that. You, for some reason, you're allowed to decide what America should be. Why the fuck do you care what I think? Do you really give a shit about what I think? No, you want me to help you get to that motherfucking place. Fuck you. You're gonna trick me into like, oh, like this person's finally gonna make taxes lower. Like, didn't Reagan say that? You know what I mean? Oh, we're gonna make things cheaper. But that guy won't. You know? And it's like, dude, you're all a bunch of fucking liars. Stop playing your games. When someone asks me why didn't you vote, I'd say they never fucking talk to me. If you want something from me, you come to me. You don't treat me like some little fucking nothing. Put some shit on a television and go, maybe we'll convince you. Fuck you. Like, come to me if you want something from me. Don't play games. I just don't like when people act like they're above. Like, I'm a different human. I'm allowed to be on television and telling you what to think. Like, that's so weird. That's absolutely bizarre. Is it not? Is that not fucking weird? You can just be... Magically you're different because you have wealth. And a bunch of people looked at you at one point in your life. And then, oh, well, now I can make decisions. Because a lot of people look at me. That's not weird to anybody else. No, you're overthinking it. You should have voted. And it's like that small-minded shit. And I'm just like, this is why I don't say anything. Because what's the fucking point? No one's going to understand it. I'll make this video, 10 people will watch it fully, and they'll be like, you need to stop like overthinking. Or they'll say something along the lines of like, you're just not aware of what's really going on, because I'm not in the thought form, so of course I'm not fucking aware of it. I'm not playing a game. It's like watching a sports event and I'm like, I don't really care. And like, you just don't know because you're not in it. Like, yeah, no shit, I'm not watching it. You know? Of course I don't understand it. I'm not playing along. I see a game of chess happening in front of me and I know that I can't win it because the guys playing are amazing and one's a computer. Well, you just play. It's great. I'm like, no, it's rigged, man. Like, I'm not going to fucking play that. I don't want to play that. But they're trying to lure me in with gambling, and they're trying to lure me in with like, oh, don't you want to win? Don't you want to win? And I'm like, no. What is win? Win what? Some idea? I get a little card that says you've done it? Like, no, fuck you. I don't want to play. That's kind of what it feels like. But people don't see that. They see the inside of it. They see the thought form of it. They see the culture of it. They're in the arena that is that thing. And of course you want me to jump in. Come on, man. Like, it's so great in here. And I'm just like, no, dude, if you just knew how to jump out of it, you'd see how fucked up it is. It's everywhere. I love the sport of hockey. It's my favorite fucking sport ever. I'm starting to hate it because now the company that films it is a betting company. And they want you to bet. And I'm like, dude, I know that this is always a fucking thing. I know that. But it turns me off so much that I'm almost hating the sport. Or they're getting analytical about it. And it makes me just like, dude, fuck this. Like, we can't just be okay. We gotta sit there and get a boner to the numbers. And like, you know what, 13% chance of this happening at this time here. If they did that then. Like, dude, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Life can be very strange. And I understand that greed and all this kind of getting off on this fucked up shit, we've always been doing it. But it's so amplified now, it's so easy to spot in everything. From when someone pretends they really cared about the product they made for you. No, you don't. All the way to they want your vote. All the way to they want you to watch their sports team, or, you know, all this shit. And at the end of the day, you sense it's just, you just want more fucking money. Not to be, you know, not for some ill intent, but because that's all you know. And if there wasn't money, what the fuck is our culture? If you eliminate money, then what? Do you care about what I'm talking about? Do you want one of my maps I drew? Hand fucking drew? Do you want that? Do you really care anymore? Do I care? If I can give you a map and you can give me enough money where I can pay my bills for a month, do I care? Because that's all it is. I want to be an artist. I want that money. Because I don't want to go to my fucking gay job anymore. So I'll do whatever it takes. I'll make a bunch of maps for you. You buy them for me. But what is that then? Is that really art? What is art? And here I sit, back to the beginning of the topic. Why don't you enjoy other people's work? I don't know what's behind it, man. Sometimes we have joy, like we make something and it means a lot to us. But the people that handed it to me did not. Because that was a grocery store that happened to have that book. And the person that grocery store bought it from was some warehouse, which that warehouse bought it from this distributor, which that distributor got it from essentially the publishing company. The publishing company is the one who fucking owned it. And how many hands that went through did they get their little fucking money off of it? By the time I get it, I'm paying $30 fucking plus for some fucking book. And the fucking artist who made it's getting what? 10? Maybe? I don't even know how that shit works. And all the while, everyone's judging it and having little opinions about it. And like, oh, I don't like this part and I don't like that. And you're just like, this is so weird. This is so fucking weird. And so I that's where I'm at now, where I'm like, why don't you like want to like, you know, do things? You know, try to read this book. You know, try to do that. And I'm just like, because I don't fucking know, man. All I can know is my work. Because at the very least, at least I'm doing it. And though it might be riddled with cultural things or something, oh, someone's already done that. You know, George Thornton or whatever the guy's name that wrote Game of Thrones, George Martin, right? He already did that. So, like, you're copying him. Like, you know, there's always that. And you're just like, fuck. I never read one of his books, but apparently I'm copying him. You know, there's always that kind of shit. You have to kind of feng shui, but other times it's like you might be copying real mythological things. You might be stumbling upon ancestral things. And it's like, you know. At the end of the day, it's about channeling it the right way. And that's all I'm trying to do. So when I'm sitting here telling you, hey man, Dove is about to like go into the world fucking tree. And so is Eris. That's why I'm sitting and going like, I don't know what to do. And I don't want to write this because I don't know what to do. Because what the fuck does that mean to me? What does that mean to me? Not what does it mean to everyone else? I can listen to some guy say, well, here's what the world tree was to the ancient people of this region. And here's what the Vikings thought that the world tree was as well. And we look over here in this culture, like I can hear that all day. And be like, okay, I'll kind of mirror that. And like, that's what they thought it was? All right, ancestries and stuff. I can do that totally. But then it means nothing because I didn't use myself into it. So I have to like turn it all off and go like, what is it to you? And I look at the mirror and he goes like, no idea. I don't know what the fuck anything is. Because what is anything? And it just makes life very difficult to just navigate this stuff. And that's where we sit. We are... I'm going to try to write, and I don't know of who, Dove or Eris. Because they're all, it's like, here we go, it's like copying. It's like that George Lucas thing, right? Where it rhymes. Well, Dove... and then later, you know, Forgotten King, and then later Odysseus, and later Eris. They're all the same guy doing the same fucking thing. Over and over and over again. At the end of the day, they're just trying to figure out who they are. And they keep making the same mistake every time they come back to this fucking place, and they just want to not make that mistake so they can finally move on. And I, as the writer, go like, but what does that mean for you? And I say, I don't know what mistake I'm fucking making. It's living this fucking life. It's feeling this way, playing the game, having a full-time job, being in the place that I am right now. That's the thing I keep doing over and over again, and I need to fucking escape it and run off. But then are you running from your things? If I abandon everything, let's pretend I leave this house, I leave my wife, I leave my fucking family, I leave my job, I leave everything behind, and I go over here, am I not running from my problems? Or am I finally becoming what I'm meant to be? How do I know? Well, doesn't it feel right? Well, you go hook up with this woman, and then you get, you begin writing, and then you do all this stuff like, well, that felt good, so it must have been right? But was it? It's a big unknown. You have no idea. So I literally sit in this room going like, what the fuck am I meant to do? Who am I meant to be around? What am I meant to create? And it's through the fog of, I can't really feel anything. So maybe something's off, or maybe it isn't, and I'm just clouding my own judgment with my own fears. But then again, I have no idea. I want to know so badly. But will I ever? Hopefully. But there's a chance I will not, and I will die this guy. I think right now we are in the deepest, darkest point of our hero's journey. We have traveled to the underworld, and we are within it, and we are fucking lost. And completely confused. But I gotta keep my head. I have to just keep going. I have to write this work. I have to figure myself out. I have to use the animus. You know what I mean? I have to figure that out in there, in the work. I have to come to these videos and bleed out the shit that I say, even though it's embarrassing. And this is fucking horrible that I'm telling you all this shit. I don't want to tell you this shit, because it comes across I'm some whiny bitch. But I'm doing it anyway because I'm trying to be honest. Hopefully if I keep doing that, I will figure out what I'm supposed to do. I really, really hope I figure out what I'm supposed to do, because this is a nightmare that I really just want to wake up from.